Hold up, not Nicki Minaj turning into the female Diddy and trying to scam the rap girls into signing slave contracts. Child, so it looks like this mess with Nicki finding a new woman to beef with every 1 to 5 business days ain't gonna end no time soon. Because she just sent the entire internet into a frenzy after she unfollowed both JT and Ice Spice and threw major shade at them for refusing to sign to her shady record label. People weren't really surprised she unfollowed Ice, considering Ice has been caught talking trash behind the scenes. But her unfollowing JT was definitely a huge shock, because JT was the only person in her corner right now. I mean, JT lost her friendship with Young Miami, Cardi, Megan, Lotto, and all these female rappers just because of her affiliations with Nicki. And let's not even mention how people have been dragging her left and right for being Nicki's lapdog, only for Nicki to switch up on her and do this. Now, JT ain't got no reason to keep taking Nicki's BS, and she just linked up with Ice to expose Nicki for making them sign the worst record contract ever. Okay, so as most of y'all already know, Nicki has been crashing out all year, and everybody is sick of her at this point. First it was Megan Thee Stallion, and now she's attacking JT and Ice Spice. Now, like I said before, nobody was really shocked to see her coming for Ice, because if y'all remember, Ice got dragged for filth a few months ago when her ex-BFF Baby Storm had an episode and exposed Ice for talking crap about Nicki. She posted a series of screenshots of her DMs with Ice in which Ice called Nicki delusional and jealous and claimed that Nicki was ungrateful. Apparently, the reason why she was mad at Nicki was because Nicki was trying to force her to sign to her new record label Heavy on it. Mind you, Ice is already signed to a label and has an entire management team too. It really made no sense for her to sign to another record label, but for some reason, Nicki did not understand this, and she kept pushing for her to sign them papers. On top of that, she told Ice not to involve her lawyers in this. Now, if that ain't a huge red flag, I don't know what is. In the messages, Ice said, "James called me with Nicki's old manager of 11 years, and he said she was being unfair asking for too much. Which is what everyone's been telling me, but it's hard to negotiate with her because she doesn't let people talk, like lawyers or James, etc." To which Baby Storm replied, "That's just so annoying, bro. Does she just not realize that she's asking for too much?" And Ice replied, "No, she doesn't think so at all. Plus, she wants publishing from all my songs, including third-party writing competitions. So anything I write for other people or any songs I get on. Mind you, I had a Taylor Swift collab before I had the Nicki one." Now, this is where things get even messier, because Ice went on to call Nicki ungrateful and delusional. She said she was the one who put Nicki on the Barbie soundtrack in the first place. According to Ice, the producers of Barbie offered for her to do the soundtrack first, but she decided to give Nicki a chance to be on the song because Nicki's entire brand revolved around Barbie, and she felt like Nicki would be a great addition to the song. We're about to put out another record in June for the Barbie soundtrack, which is an opportunity I brought her because Barbie asked me to do it alone. But since that's her brand, I invited her on, and she doesn't even see that as me bringing her something. She kinda like my mom, ungrateful and delusional. I cut her off, by the way. We not speaking to her till January. A lot of people didn't like the fact that Ice didn't have the balls to say this to Nicki's face and decided to say all this to Baby Storm, but they also just couldn't ignore the fact that Nicki was flat out trying to scam Ice into signing a terrible record deal. I mean, the fact that Nicki doesn't want Ice to involve her manager and lawyers was already more than enough to make us know that deal was not a good one. She thought Ice was dumb and was just gonna jump at the opportunity to sign with her, but she was clearly very wrong. And just when we thought that would be the last that we hear of Nicki's record label and her unfair contracts, she tried to manipulate JT into signing it, just like she did Ice, and she also refused. The rumors of JT falling out with Nicki started going around some weeks ago when JT released her album City Cinderella. On the exact same day of the album release, Nicki threw shade at JT when she jumped on Station Head with her messy fans to kiki like they always do. During this Station Head session though, Nicki was ranting like she usually do, and she said some real shady things that people immediately linked to JT. She spoke about how someone who used to not like her suddenly went from hating her to liking her. Nicki said she was blindsided by the person and that after that, the person showed their true colors.
But you also have to question why a person would go from unliking you to loving you. Is that odd? Well, you don't say.
People immediately assumed she was talking about JT because JT is the only Nicki hater that Nicki reconciled with and allowed into her circle. If y'all remember, JT was Team Cardi a few years ago, and there's even a video of her rapping along to a diss record that she made about Nicki, claiming Nicki was washed up and couldn't rap.
Nicki can't rip no beats. That hoe ain't even in the tree. She been with me, but she got dropped like some grocery. I'm gon' beef with Nicki. I don't care. I'm beefing with Nicki, but I ain't no Remy. I got that Remy in my house, and you know I got plenty. This ain't Brazilian. This that upscale. I got your nigga, and he love it cause I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. Why you hoes looking sick? Cause I'm that bitch. Y'all hoes in them tatted clothes. I'm that bitch, and we gonna be selling out.
And around freestyling on a beat. We never thought nobody was gonna hit it. We ain't never think we was gonna be signed. We never thought none of that. We just was playing around, just fucking for my face. I'm so aggravated. Y'all is just aggravating this. Y'all want to end the city girl so bad, but that ain't gonna happen.
Everything that Nicki said fit perfectly. Nobody else but JT. I mean, the shade was so obvious. Some people were still in denial, but Nicki definitely made it clear that she was in fact talking about JT when she decided to unfollow both of them on Instagram. Now, I know some of y'all like to tussle and gaslight yourselves into thinking that her unfollowing them don't mean nothing, but we know that's a lie. This is Nicki Minaj we talking about. She don't just wake up from bed and unfollow people unless she got a problem. Not only that, but shortly after she unfollowed them, she jumped on Station Head and went on another explosive rant about how some artists refuse to sign to her label, but have no problem signing to the white man and giving them a chunk of their money. She sounded real salty about it, and she was going off.
A mother tell somebody they don't really wanna, you know what I'm saying, sign with heavy on it, but then they'll go and sign with the white peoples. And guess who the white people's finna call? Always. Oh, Nika, Tanya, Mirage, Betty. Oh, they always make sure they get get the attention of the barbs. So you would be surprised, and I'm not talking about doing ad-libs on any songs, if their name is not on the Pink Friday 2. They're not a heavy-on-it artist.
I don't know about y'all, but this pretty much confirms that her problems with JT and Ice had everything to do with them not trying to sign to her. But I mean, can we blame them? None of the artists that Nicki has signed to her label are making any noise. They all just flopping left and right. I mean, Nicki barely has enough control over her own career and has made enemies with every major executive in the industry. So it's not like she can help them with their connections either. There literally isn't a single reason to sign to her, outside of the fact that she Nicki Minaj. But baby, the icing on the cake was that people noticed Nicki was still following Young Miami, and folks think that's a slap in the face for JT. Young Miami barely gives Nicki any respect or acknowledges her, but she decided to cut ties with JT, the one who's lost friends and publicly showed her love. JT probably sitting in a corner somewhere regretting going that far for Nicki. As usual, people had their own thoughts about this. Like this person who said, signing with Nicki comes with strings attached. There will automatically be 20 artists and 40 brands you won't be able to work with. She stifles careers, not grow them. Another person said, I'm confused because JT was always signed to Coach and P. So what could she have done with Nicki? Plus, Nicki beefs with everyone. That doesn't produce good things business-wise. Shakes my head. I can see her seeing someone's career growing past hers as a threat to her, and that doesn't sound anything like her label could be a success. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Nicki trying to scam JT and Ice into signing an awful record deal? And do y'all think they were right to stand their ground and not sign to her? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.